Okay, we seem to have a technical difficulty on YouTube where the audio is back looping. So what I did was I had to shut down the unit, completely shut down everything, the software, the hardware, and now that I know that I had the audio for this feed, we hadn't missed much actually because there was a conversation going on with the issue of the pitcher was dealing with something with the ball, and it caused some disturbance between the coaches. So it gave us a little bit of time to get everything proper, which helped. So at least helped us. But right now, nothing is a score. And I got to get this scoreboard over here real quick. So I got to bring up everything. And what's going on is since we were in the bottom of the first, so we're in the bottom of the first. Virginia is at the bat. We have no outs. Count is 2-2. And there's a runner at third who originally was at second due to a stolen base, Candace Friend. And she took third on a balk by the Tennessee pitcher. So now there's a strikeout. So now we have 1 out, 1 on here in the bottom of the first. and number 2, I'm sorry, that's number 9, Barton. So Lee strikes out. Barton is at the plate, and that's Mallory Barton. She is the daughter of the coach. So let me fix this here, and we'll go back to that. And now it's 0-1. So 0-1, 1 out, runner at third. And that ball is hit to the shortstop, and she throws it home over the catcher, and Friend comes in under the tag. And while the umpire is calling her safe at second, so Barton is safe at second. Friend scores. So there was a collision at home, and the catcher is now checking her equipment. But Friend, I'm sorry, scratch that. The catcher for Tennessee, Ava Ward, had to go up and jump to catch the throw from second base, or from the shortstop, shortstop. And while she was in the air, Friend was coming into the plate, sliding, and the two collided, and then they fell. Ward fell on top of Friend. And then when the umpire called the runner safe, Ward had a sense to throw to second because Barton kept running, and she was safe at second. And so the score is Virginia 1, Tennessee 0. Barton is at second. And the count now is 0-1 to Lane. So Jolie Lane. Now it's 0-2. And Ward threw down to third base just to make sure to give Barton to think something about. So we got 1 out, 1 in, and Lane at the plate. 0-2 the count to Lane. And she hits it down to third base. Third is over to first, and is not completed. It was outside of the reach of number 1, the first baseman. Gosney. No, sorry, that was Tennessee. Evie Neighbors. So right now we have Barton at third and Lane at second. And still 1 out to, now it's Whitehead at the plate. That's ball 1. So Zatria, I hope I'm pronouncing that correct, Zatria Whitehead. And that is called a strike, even count. So Barton at third, Lane at second, Whitehead at the plate. The count's 1-1 with 1 out here in the bottom of the first. And Virginia is leading Tennessee 1-0. And Whitehead is hit in the back of the calf, loading the bases. So as a hit by pitch. So she's on first. Lane's on second. Barton's on third. And we have Gosney coming to the plate. Alyssa Gosney, number 1, who's one of the substitutes. They all get the bat. That's the whole thing. Everybody gets the bat. Whether you get the field all the time is another story. And you're allowed 12 players per team. You have to have 12, otherwise there is a out recorded due to that. Say if you have 11, well, as soon as the 11 players come to the plate in 1 inning, then the 12th batter would make it out. So because there's no 12th player. All right, 1-1 to count with 1 out to Virginia, and the batter Gosney steps out of the plate, out of the batter's box, and now is waiting on what is going. Oh, there's a shoe tying episode going on at third base. Barton needed her shoes tied, safety reasons, and now Gosney steps back into the box and awaits delivery of the pitch. And that is ball 2. So Barnes is delivering, and that is high, ball 3. 3-1 the count to Gosney. And the pitch. As a bocce ball thrown, and because of that, the run will score. Barton comes in to score. Lanes moves up to second. Whitehead goes to Lane goes to third. Whitehead goes to second, and Gosney goes to first due to the walk. And this is all in the bottom of the first. And I just eliminated everything here because of that. It's changing. I thought it was the bottom of the first when it stated it originally. Just 1 out. Okay, now that we got that all straightened out, it is the bottom of the first.
All right, here we go, guys.
Bases loaded. 2 runs in. Now, the one thing, there is no mercy rule in this league, but you are limited to the amount of batters that can show up in an inning. So 10 batters can show up. And the pitch. That's ball high. Ward retrieves it. And that's another Barton up the plate. And that is Aubrey Barton. She is another daughter of the coach, Brian. Want to know the count to Barton. And that is low, ball 2. And again, ball bounces up. Ward retrieves. Nobody advances. And the pitch. That just barely hits Barton. It's 3-0. Still 1 out here in the bottom of the first. And the pitch. And it is a call strike. Just catches the inside corner. Barely. But I'm at a slight angle off the plate, so it's what might look like a ball to me will look like a strike to the umpire, since he's right on top of it. And that ball is popped up, and it bounces in front of the first baseman, throws it over to the backup second baseman. So second baseman backs it up, so there is 2 outs now. Lane crosses the plate in that play. So we got 2 outs. And we got another Barton coming to the plate. And that is Emma Barton. She is the niece of the coach. But the first baseman for Tennessee, Evie Neighbor, sorry. She had to go off the bag. So the second baseman, Sadie Luttrell, wisely covered first so she could and the umpire took a beating in the back of the head. That ball bounced up there and ricocheted off the backstop. So the count is 1-1 right now to Barton. That's Avery Barton, number 7. Oh, I'm sorry, number 22. Number 22, Barton. So the Barton takes a base because she was hit.
Walking to the plate now, number 15, Reese.
So now the bases are loaded again. And the umpires are now gathering together. We are on the 9th batter coming up to the plate. And we were saying earlier, so 10 batters. Oh, hold on a second, then we got the umpires talking with the head coach of Tennessee. So it's 3-0 since Friend, Barton, and Lane scored, and that's Mallory Barton that scored. So number 22, Emma Barton, is the niece of the coach, Brian Barton. And then we have Avery Barton, who's the cousin. So I don't know what they're talking about. Just wish I did. I'd pass it on to you. And hopefully this feed is getting through, because We seem to be having an issue with the YouTube channel. The audio, the video is going through fine. It's the audio that's seemed to be sending in a loop. And now Virginia, somebody from Virginia is going off the...
Correction, number 22 is still at the plate.
So it's going to be a no pitch. A no pitch.
All right, so it was not a hit pitch. Hit by pitch.
No balls, 2 strikes. No balls, 2 strikes. No balls, 2 strikes.
We didn't have delayed steal, so we're playing both. They did it in season. It was wrong.
No balls, 2 strikes.
Okay, so there is no balls and 2 strikes, still 2 outs. I tried to goose the microphone a little bit so I can catch up what was going on. So the hit pitch is not correct now. Barton now comes back to the plate with the count 0-2 with 2 outs. And that bounces up and hits the umpire. Oh, 2 balls, no strikes. I'm sorry, I misread that. So now 2 balls, 1 strike. So 2-1 to count to Barton, Emma Barton. And the ball bounces again. 3-1. The umpire is getting a workout. He's learning how to dodge. What's the old saying? If you can't ram it, dodge it. That's an old Dodge joke for vehicle lovers out there. And that is ball 4. So to get everything situated, we are now back in the same position we were just a few minutes ago with Barton at first, but now it's because of a walk, not a hit by pitch. So the bases are loaded. 2 outs, bottom of the first, 3 runs across the plate for Virginia. And Toombs, let's see, Reese Toombs, number 15, she is the shortstop, comes to the plate. The coach is going out and replacing number 99, Barnes, as the pitcher, and switching her with second base, Sadie Luttrell. So Sadie Luttrell is now the pitcher, and Barnes is taking her place at second base. So it's a 1-4 switch. All right, as we take a little bit of break while we're letting Luttrell wind up. All right, so we're here in Prince George County, Virginia, for the 2024 Dixie Softball World Series. I'm Trey James. I'm your broadcaster for
Tennessee, number 10, Sadie Luttrell.
So as the announcer makes the announcement that Sadie Luttrell is now the pitcher, we are here for the softball tournaments for the Angels, which are 9-11, and the Darlings are 7-9. And you're watching an Angels tournament. So, but all of them seem to have really good technique and ability to play a game that is very difficult. Hence the reason why they're here at the World Series, because they had to play locals, districts, regionals, state, and now come to Virginia. We've had teams as far away as Louisiana play, Tennessee, North Carolina, South Carolina, Virginia, and it's just they're all over the place. I think I mentioned Alabama. If I didn't, I'm sorry. So Alabama was in there as well. I guess Georgia wasn't invited. The only reason why I say that is because I drove up from Georgia. I live there. All right, so Luttrell looks like she's ready to go. The umpires all involved. Home plate cleans his plate for the Clean Plate Award. And then Toombs comes in and knocks dirt on it. All right, as we get in, Reese Toombs at the plate, number 15. Luttrell's pitching now, and the pitch. Inside, ball 1. Bases are loaded. Virginia is threatening to make this a blown-out game. And we're only in the first inning. We only play 5 innings for the Angels division. If you want to, if you're not sure, 5 innings are played, and Ponytails play 6, and the Bells play 7. Swing and a miss, strike 1. 2 outs here in the bottom of the first. Score 3-0. Virginia leading Tennessee. We have Whitehead at third, Gosney at second, and Barton at first. And that ball is hit over the center fielder's head. That is, or over the second baseman's head, and actually over the right center fielder's head. So we are clearing bases right now. Toombs hit a triple. Toombs has hit a triple that brought in Whitehead, Gosney, and Barton, but the ball went over the second baseman's head and the right center fielder's head, and the center fielder was playing more left center, so the ball went pretty far out to the outfield. So as everybody was rounding the bases, the ball was thrown back in and brought into the catcher, and at that point 3 runs had already scored, and Toombs is now at third. And the score is 6-0 here in the first inning. But again, no mercy rule. Now this is the 10th batter, Barton, and this is number 7, Avery Barton, the cousin. And she is at the plate. So this will be the last batter for the inning. And the pitch. Now, if she gets on, an occurrence will happen where anybody who's on base after the 10th batter reaches will travel 2 bases. So the runner at third, Toombs, will come in and score, and then Barton will go to third, and then that'll be the end. There will be no score at that point. So it's 1 ball and 1 strike now to Barton. But if she strikes out or grounds out or flies out, then it'll end the inning no matter what. So, but Barton is the last player to bat. And that is a hit over to the second baseman, and she is safe. So, and they're going to throw down to second, and she's out at second. Barton is out at second due to a cacophony of throws. How about that? So the score is 7-0. The 10 batters are out. So there we go. So that's taken care of. And I'm sure Tennessee is not very happy right now, but, you know, that's the way life goes. You win some, you lose some. That's part of life. But 10 players came to the plate, with Emma Barton Avery Barton making the last out at second, being tagged out as she advanced from her base hit, going to first, and then kept going to was not able to make it safely to second base. All right, now with all that in mind, we go to the top of the second inning with Virginia leading 7-0 over Tennessee. And this is a Tennessee team, if you were watching the earlier game, that Tennessee played in Savannah, Tennessee. But this is the Adamsville, Tennessee. They were the runner-up in their districts, and I think it was a tie. I'm not sure about the circumstances. And the umpire gets another Clean Plate Award. I think he has about 7 or 8 of them by now. But we were in the top of the second. So anyway, Adamsville, Tennessee is now coming to the plate. So if you notice, there was 2 Tennessees and 2 Virginia teams. There's a reason, because of runner-ups. But number 10, Virginia, Jolie Lane, has been sitting on the bench for a while. And she is up as coach for Tennessee runs around to go to the first base coach's box. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Counts even, 1-1 to Barnes. So number 99, Michaela Barnes, did not make it out of the first inning as a pitcher, is now at the plate. She's playing first base, or second base. Number 5, Ava Ward, the catcher, is batting second. Number 3, Mallory Tidwell, the third baseman, batting third. The last pitch was a ball, so it's 2-1 to Barnes with no outs here in the top of the second. That ball gets away from Lane, but the catcher. Oh, it's Emma Barton. I just want to make sure. I knew it was a Barton. I just didn't know which one. So Emma Barton is a catcher. And that is strike 2. So we have a count of 3-2. No outs here in the top of the second. Strike 3. Barnes is caught looking for a third strike for out number 1 here in the top of the second. So Ava Ward comes to the plate. She is the catcher for Tennessee. She's holding her hand up while she's in the batter box so the pitcher doesn't throw. Because the minute you're in the batter's box, you're fair game. So you have to ask the umpire to hold while you get situated. 0-1 to Ward. Lane pitches, and that is a ball. Lane's got good movement on her pitches. She's throwing between 45 and 55 miles an hour on her fastball. And I wish I had a radar gun. And that is a worm burner. So that's 2-1 to count. I agree with Pink. I can't say blue because he's not wearing a blue shirt. He's wearing a pink shirt. I think that's to throw off all the fans. That's strike 2. Just swing and a miss. Ward almost came out of her shoes on that one. Two and 2 to count to Ward with 1 out here in the top of the second. Virginia leading 7-0 over Tennessee, and that is a foul ball between the legs of Barton, and it caught the umpire on the leg as well. The count remains 2-2. And you can hear the kids in the background chanting. And that's strike 3. It's caught the outside of the plate, says the umpire.
Batting now, number 3.
So that's 2 outs now here in the top of the 6th. Ward was not very happy about that third call. She said she thinks it was outside, but the umpire disagreed. And since he is who he is, that is the final word. And that is a ball. And we have Tidwell at the bat. Mallory Tidwell, number 3. She's the third baseman. And the pitch, swing and a miss. I'm sorry, I thought that was a ball called by the umpire, but it turns out it was a strike according to the scoreboard. I thought I heard he say ball. Must be getting old and senile in my age. Ball 1. I actually turned 61 in on the 30th, which is Tuesday, so in 2 days, I will be 61. I don't mind telling people my age. I really don't care. That's strike 3. As Lane strikes out the side for the second time. She has struck out 6 batters in a row to start the game. Tennessee is yet to reach base. 6 up, 6 down. She is, no, I'm not mentioning that word. We'll just keep that in the back pocket for now, but you get the point. Number 8, Tatum will now come to the Madeline Tatum. And then Harley Nelson, number 16, will follow her. And then the top of the order will start to run again with Caden's friend finishing up the third batter for the inning, at least to start with. So it's Tatum, Nelson, and friend. We just can't call the umpires blue today because they're wearing pink. I think they're doing it on purpose. Well, I hope you're all enjoying the broadcast here for the Dixie Softball World Series. The teams, for the most part, doing very well. I would say for the most part it has been good defensive and pitching battles. Sometimes an inning will get away. And as you can see, the score is 7-0 Virginia. But tomorrow they can turn around and play somebody else and then they'll be down 7-0. You never know. I mean, that's the great thing about this game. Anything could happen.
Leading off the bottom of the second inning for Virginia, number 8.
But anything back to the age thing, it's like I earned every year, so I'm claiming them. So like I said, I'll be 61 on Tuesday. Don't send cards, don't send gifts. I'm good. I got plenty, so I'm fine. And the pitch is high, ball 1. Oh, gotta clear out that. We're now in the bottom of the second. There we go. So 1-0. Tatum at the plate, waiting the delivery from Barnes. Oh, no, I'm sorry, Luttrell, who's now pitching. She replaced Barnes in the first inning. And that was a swing according to the umpire, so 1-1 the count. So Tatum finds herself down 1-1. Luttrell has the ball, gets on the pitching rubber, and delivers. And it was a slow one. She was delivered. She made it look like she was going to rifle one in and then just slowed it up. But it went outside for a ball. So ball 2, 2-1 the count to Tatum. And the pitch. Strike inside. I mean, just caught the inside of the plate. My apologies. Just caught the inside of the plate. So 2-2. And the chance start up again. I think for one part they do it to cheer on the batters, and that is driven up the middle over the pitcher's head into the center fielder. So Tatum, after getting to a 2-2 count, hits the ball over the pitcher's head and ends up at first base with a single. So Harley Nelson is now at the plate. That is a small Harley up there, and I do not mean that as a derogatory statement. It's just stating a fact. She is a little smaller, but she's really good with that bat because she bunted that down third base like nobody's business, and she just barely beat out the. Almost barely beat out the run down at first because she is out at first. But she laid that bunt down like a pro, better than a lot of the pro baseball players I've seen. So with Tatum moving to second on the sac bunt, Friend is now at the plate, Caden's friend. But Nelson laid that bunt down like a pro. That ball is high from Luttrell. Ward is able to reach up and grab it. So that's ball 1. Yeah, but I can't say enough about Nelson laying that bunt down. That was pitcher perfect. She had it right down the third base line, and she took off like a mad monkey down to first base. And that ball is hit to the shortstop, and she throws it over to third because Tatum took off for third, and she got tagged out. And with that issue, Friend runs to second base, so sort of takes Tatum's place over at second. But because of all the talking going on at third about her being safe or out, Friend just kept running. So now we have 2 outs. And that ball is hit to third base, all over to first, and that is the inning. So as we go to the top of the third, the Tennessee third baseman was Mallory Tidwell. She threw Lee out at first. Eva Neighbors was the first baseman, but Lee grounded out to third, so that's a 5-3 put out. So this is a shorter inning than last time, and no runs has scored, so Tennessee was able to keep Virginia in check for this inning. Yeah, but again, Nelson, she really laid down a perfect bunt. That was great. I just don't see a lot of professional players bunting like that. But so Tatum was out at third during her time trying to get over from the sac bunt, and then and Lee was out with the 5-3 ground out and left Friend stranded at second base. So that is it. So we're going to the bottom of the third. I'm sorry, top of the third. My apologies. Top of the third. We were completed 2 innings. And Neighbors, Wint, and Childers were the ones coming to the plate. So number 1, Evie Neighbors, their first baseman. Number 4, Paisley Wint, the right fielder. And number 2, Anna Lynn Childers, the left center player. They are the 3 batters coming to the plate for Tennessee. And as Barton throws down to second base to signify to the umpire that they are ready, Neighbors will come to the plate. And like I said before, Jolie Lane is working 6 strikeouts in a row so far. So Neighbors is looking to see if she can break that chain. And Neighbors stands in, swings and a miss. We play 5 innings in this division, the Angels division. Swing, that's a low ball 1. It's over here to the left. Everybody's looking for it. And yeah, so 5 innings. So if no more scoring is done during the course of the game, Tennessee has 9 more outs before their loss. So the count is 1-2. I forgot to register that foul ball before. Excuse me. So it's now 1-2 with no outs. And that's fouled back. The count remains 1-2. One and 2 to Neighbors. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. And the streak continues.
That's out number 1.
That's 7 strikeouts in a row for Lane. And it looks like Alabama beat Florida in the Darlings division 11-0. So that is all taken care of. And it appears that we got the issue worked out with the sound on the YouTube channel. So that is good to know. I'm just getting this information from Robert Williams. Yeah, so we are cleared now of issues of audio on YouTube. We apologize for the technical difficulties. It was quite a staffer, but we have the video that you can re-watch later, so that's not a problem. Strike two, the count is 1-2. Sorry, I'm ahead of myself here. We got one out. So the count is 1-2 to Wint. Paisley Wint, she's the right fielder. And strike three. And that's two outs now.
Stepping in now, number 2.
That is 8 strikeouts in a row for Lane. And that brings up Childers to the plate, Anna Lynn Childers. Number 2, she is the left center fielder. That's strike one. And the pitch. Strike two. But yeah, Florida took a beating from Alabama 11-0 in the Darlings division just recently, so I just wanted to get that score out there. Sorry, Florida. That's ball one. And just as a repeat, there is no mercy rule, so they went to 5 innings or 4.5 innings because Alabama didn't need to. Oh, wait a minute. Alabama was the away team, so yeah, they went to full 5. That is strike three, ending the inning once again on a strikeout. That is 9 strikeouts in a row by Avery Barton. She is on the, I'm sorry, scratch that. Jolie Lane. Jolie Lane, the pitcher, number 10. She is on a bit of a tear right now. And we'll just leave it at that because you know why. That'll bring Virginia players up. So Tennessee takes the field. Virginia's at the bat. Barton, Lane, and Whitehead. And when I say Barton, I mean Mallory Barton, Jolie Lane, and Zatria Whitehead. And I hope I'm pronouncing that first name right because it's Zytriah. So Zatria. So if I'm mispronouncing that, I apologize to the Whitehead family. But it's going to be Barton, Lane, and Whitehead in that order for Virginia in the bottom of the third. And that says bottom of the fourth. Go back. Sometimes when you hit something fast, it just wants to double and triple click. So yes, bottom of the third. And we are all good to go. And Mallory Barton will come to the plate, number 9. And number 10, Sadie Luttrell, is pitching for Tennessee still. And as the Ward throws down the first base, she is signifying to the ump that they are ready to go.
Leading off for Virginia, the bottom of the third inning, number 9, Mallory Barton.
All right, so the third baseman, Mallory Barton, at the plate now. Tennessee is ready to go. It's a strike. So Luttrell took over for Barnes, who pitched the first inning, but gave up 6 runs, and then Luttrell gave up 1 in the second, and is back out in the third. So 1-1 the count to Barnes, and that ball is hit into left center field, and the left fielder picks it up and throws it into the second baseman. So Mallory Barnes is safe at first.
Virginia has a runner. Batting now, number 10, Holy Lane.
So Lane, who has struck out 9 batters in a row, comes to the plate now. And she got on base due to a single last time, and then, or on the first inning, sorry, and then scored. She scored one of the runs. So Lane is up the bat, and that's high, ball 1. And Barton is at first, threatening to steal. Sorry about that. I got this bug flying around my face, and I blew at it, and I forgot about the microphone being there. And the pitch from Luttrell. High, ball 2. 2-0 to count to Lane. Lane steps in, accepts the pitch from Luttrell. It's a strike, caught the inside corner of the plate. 2-1 to count. Barton at third. Mallory Barton. And Luttrell with the pitch. Strike 2, so it brings it up to 2-2. No outs, 1 on here in the bottom of the third. And Luttrell stands behind the rubber to kind of psych herself up. She throws the ball into her glove with some authority. And now she's waiting for Lane to get back into the box. And strike 3, Lane gets a little bit of her own medicine. She strikes out, looking.
Out number 1. Batting now, number 19.
So that's the first out. And we still have Barton at first. And this is Whitehead coming to the plate. Strike 1. And Barton steals second. Sort of like a mini rundown over there, but it was just like, nobody was making any noise really, so. Well, now we got a timeout. So the catcher is getting some tips from the coach about possibly dealing with the runners heading down first, or heading from first down to second. Oh, 1 to count to Whitehead. And the pitch from Luttrell. Swing and a miss. The ball gets by. Barton heads down to third. And no throw. So 0-2 to Barton. Or I'm sorry. Excuse me, that's Whitehead at the plate. I don't want to joke about it, but it's like you can't swing a cat without hitting a Barton. Like I said, I'm not trying to be mean or anything. It's just trying to get the humor where it is. And if offense is being taken, then I apologize. Seriously, I'm not trying to pick on the Bartons. It's just that they take up 45% of the team. So 1-2 to Whitehead here with 1 out. That ball is goosed back to the pitcher, and the shortstop picks it up, and Whitehead is thrown out at first for the second out. And Barton comes in to score. Mallory Barton comes in to score. So now the score is 8-0. Alabama over, or Virginia over Tennessee. So it's 2 outs. That ball is high. And that was a 6-3 putout if you're keeping score at home. We have number 1, Alyssa Gosney. She's one of the substitutes. And that ball is a bocce ball that hits Gosney in the foot. So now we have Gosney on first, hit by pitch. So Aubrey Barton is at the plate. She's the second baseman. So with Gosney at first, Aubrey Barton picks up the bat and comes into the batter's box. And Ward throws down to second base to keep Gosney at first. So it's 1-0 to Aubrey Barton, number 27. Oh, wait a minute, 23. Sorry, my apologies. 23. And the pitch from Luttrell is now getting away from the batter or the catcher, and Gosney goes to second. Kind of feel bad for Ward because a lot of this isn't even her fault. The balls get by her because they're bouncing up there or going close to the pitch or the batter or going outside the other side. And yeah, it's just kind of like stuck between a rock and a hard place right now, but she's doing the best she can. And the pitch, and that is ball 3. So 3-0 to Aubrey Barton. With 2 outs here in the bottom of the third. And the pitch. And that ball is hit down to the first base, and it gets it right on the foul line, and they touch first. And that is the end of the inning. So that is a 1 unassisted on Barton by the first baseman of Tennessee, Evie Neighbors. It almost went foul. So we will go to the top of the 4th.
Coming to the plate, top of the 4th inning.
So it's 8-0. Virginia leads Tennessee here in the top of the 4th. And we will have Blakeney, Starnes, and Helton coming to the plate. And Jolie Lane is on a mission because she has 9 strikeouts in a row. From the first batter that started the game for the Tennessee to the top of the 4th, where it is 9 strikeouts in a row. And number 23 is replacing number 10, Jolie Lane. Aubrey Barton has taken Lane's place, and it is now number 23, Aubrey Barton, taking Jolie Lane's place at the pitching position. And they swap places. So Lane is now at second base, while Aubrey Barton takes the pitching duties over. So Lane leaves with a perfect record, 9 strikeouts of the batters, no hits, no errors, no runs. So she left the game perfectly. And as we have the Virginia team get ready to have Tennessee come to the plate here in the top of the 4th.
Leading off the top of the 4th inning for Tennessee, number 7, Cora Drayton.
All right, number 7, Cora Blakeney comes to the plate and fouls it off immediately to the right side for strike 1. So 0-1 the count to Blakeney. And strike 2. And the pitch. That is ball 1 outside. The catcher, Barton, is Emma Barton, the catcher, had to dive to her right to keep that from going any further. That's ball 2. 2-2 to count to Blakeney, who's trying her best to not strike out. And is outside, ball 3. Three, 2 to count to Blakeney. No outs here in the top of the 4th. Virginia leading 8-0, and that breaks the chain.
Number 7 draws a walk.
Blakeney draws a walk, eliminating the perfect game now.
Addison Starnes.
That's strike 1 to Starnes. Addison Starnes. She gets back in the box. So Blakeney is at first. Strike 2 to Starnes. But yeah, the perfect game is over. That's 1-2 now. Ball. Starnes gets back into the box, waiting on delivery from Barton. And the pitch. That bounces in front of the plate, comes up 2-2. Blakeney is down at first, looking to see if she should take off. And we have a umpire timeout. I think I heard dead ball. The pitcher must do a step back and then rock forward motion. So that is not a ball. That is still, the count now is 1-2. Now it's 2-2. But the pitcher must step back and then step forward and throw. That is the, and that is strike 3 for the first out here in the top of the 4th. But yeah, there's a specific dance that the pitcher must do, and I call it a dance because it's a sequence, so I will say sequence. But Starnes strikes out, but the pitcher has to, and safe. Blakeney took second. Blakeney took second on a steal on that ball. But the pitcher must step back and then step forward and throw. So it's sort of like a rocking chair movement. And that ball 2. And now that the pitcher is thinking about it, Barnes is now trying to, be in there. So, and she's not getting it right, but she's able to get that in over the plate for a 2-1 count to Helton. It was Dahlia Helton, number 44, and the pitch. That's outside for ball 3. Three and 1 to count to Helton. That's strike 2. Sometimes it's hard to understand what the umpire is saying as far as ball or strike, so I had to wait until he does a hand movement. And that is ball 4.
Number 34 draws a walk. Brings it to the top.
So now
number 10.
Helton's on first, Blakeney's on second. Luttrell is now coming to the plate. She bats left, number 10. And we have 2 on, 1 out here in the top of the 4th. And that ball is hit to the second baseman, who then tags second and not in time to get the runner at first. So Helton is out at second. Blakeney goes to third, and Luttrell is at first for fielder's choice. So everything else is still intact. I'm not mentioning it, but that was a fielder's choice, so that's what Elton got out on. She was forced out. So we have Blakeney at third. Make sure I got everything here situated. I'll not need 2 outs. And we have second and third. Take that person off there. So yeah, first and third. Yeah, first and third. So it's 1-0 to Gagey. Or Gagey. Gagey? Yeah, Gagey. It's Gagyi, and I was told yesterday it is pronounced Gagey. So 2-0 the count to Gagey. And the pitch. That is outside ball 3. Aubrey Barton is not having as much success with control as her predecessor, but the game is still, they're down by 8. And that is a walk. So now that the bases are loaded,
Number 9 draws a walk, loads the bases.
so Luttrell goes to second because of the force by Gagey to go to first by a walk. Blakeney's still at third, so we got Blakeney, Luttrell, and Gagey in that order, and Toby is coming to the plate. Kersey Toby, she's the right center fielder. So she is now at the plate, and the count is 1-0 to her with 2 outs. Swing and a miss, strike 1. And then Toby steps back in. 2-1 the count to Toby. Pink seems to agree with me. And the pitch. That ball is hit down slowly to the first baseman. It is spinning like a top. Safe. Just got her foot in. Blakeney just got her foot in to beat the tag, the force out at home. So it was a bang-bang play. So the bases remain loaded. And as the catcher, Barton, got the spinning, and it was spinning fast down the first base line, but not very far. Barton, here comes the play to play. And she is safe because Barton was not able to get the ball. And she is out. So Gagey scored, Luttrell scored. Gagey tried to score but got thrown out at first, all because of a passed ball on Toby, who will return to the batter's box after the next inning. So in the top of the 5th, we will start with Toby because she was still had a count of 0-1 to her, but it'll be a fresh count. So we're going to the bottom of not the bottom of the 5th, bottom of the 4th, thank you. Sometimes this software acts up. But it will be Toby, Barnes, and Ward starting the top of the 5th. But it's now 8-2 is the score. My apologies, we'll get the score in because Blakeney scored originally, and then Luttrell scored, and Gagey tried to score, but the play was she was called out at the home because of the pitcher Barnes threw to the catcher Barnes to get her out at the plate. got a lot of people coming over here to say hi. I'm meeting a lot of people here at the event, and a lot of friendly folks. So, and now that we got some sunny weather, everybody's got sunnier attitudes. Last week, a lot of people had really sourpuss faces because of all the rain, and I don't blame them. But right now we have Barton, Toombs, and Barton coming to the plate, and to figure that out, that would be number 22, Emma Barton, Reese Toombs, number 15, and number 7, Avery Barton. That is the 3 coming up, and the umpire has to deal out a lot of dirt from the plate due to the last innings action. So he receives another clean plate award. So we have Emma Barton at the plate. And that is high, ball 1. Just a little after 1 o'clock here in Virginia. It's 1:08, and that ball is hit to the second or shortstop, and that is overthrown to the first baseman. And Emma Barton inadvertently knocks the first baseman, number 1, Evie Neighbors, in the head. So they're going to take a few seconds here to kind of give her the clearer senses. Again, not intentional. Neighbors had to jump high to get the ball, and as she was coming back down, the collision occurred, and Neighbors was knocked in the head. Not hard, but it was just a collision, and it's just that the ball was thrown very high. From the shortstop, Piper Gagey, and the coach is out there checking on her, and they're going to take a little bit of walking around. It's been a very physical game here. There's been actually over the last couple games, 2 of the catchers for teams prior had some collision issues, and like I said, this is a physical game. If you don't like to be in a point where you're going to have contact with somebody, don't play this game. Don't play football, don't play hockey, don't play basketball. Go archery. But I wouldn't want to stand in front of the target.
For Virginia, number 15, Reese Cup, Toombs.
Okay, so back to the game. We have Emma Barton at first base due to the error caused by the overthrow of Gagey. So. And then Barton takes off for second, and no throw from the catcher. And here we go with another.
No throw on that. That is a delayed steal. You cannot check yourself up. Now, if we can go off and we can sidestep and all that, she never made the throw. She made the throw back to the pitcher.
I understand.
That is a definition of a delayed steal. I'd rather how y'all pronounce it.
All right, so the coach is saying that's a delayed steal, and I don't know if that's a legal move here in this league.
Yeah. You want to protest it? That doesn't make you're contradicting what the rule is. It doesn't matter if we make an attempt every single time and you allow the delayed steal to happen. It is called a delayed steal. There's no other way of factor. That is exactly what I told her to do to catch that delayed steal. And a delayed steal is a delayed steal.
Well, it wasn't nothing on the call, but like I said, a clean cut, you can get 1 base.
Please, let's look at the rule book and look what delayed steal means. Okay, let's start from there, and then let's move forward.
All right, we seem to be having a little discussion about the definition of a delayed steal. It seems that Emma Barton was on first. She went about a third of the way to second while the pitch was delivered to the home, and the catcher, Ward, stood up, made a step forward. There was a delay in Barton moving toward second, and then Barton took off to complete the steal at second, and there was no throw by the catcher, Ward. So the coach for Tennessee is asking that this be labeled as a delayed steal, which is, I imagine, illegal in this division. So now the umpires are discussing it with the commissioner of the league. And so what we have is, I guess they're trying to make it to where she's out.
Hey, can we get the players off the field? Let them get in the shade for a little bit? Sure.
All right, we are now in a delay. All the players are coming off the field, and we are have players at second base for Virginia, and we're looking at the cause of a delayed steal delaying the game. So now the commissioner has to step down, go check the rule book to see if this is going to be 1 out or not. And this is the craziest thing I've seen all tournament. And that's after all the weather that we've had. So now the commissioner of the league is talking with the umpires. The coach for Virginia wanted to come in and say something, but then they were shooed back. So, and I would just walk away because his team is up 8-2, and they have 3 more, or at least Tennessee has 3 more outs to be able to make up 6 runs. But Virginia is batting right now, and they can even score more runs, which I think that what the coach is trying to do is to keep them from scoring more runs. But he's also trying to follow the game by the letter of the law, being about this delayed steal where Emma Barton takes off from first, stops about a third of the way, and then she has to wait until the ball crosses the plate, or the pitcher releases the ball. Then she's allowed to take off. But if she stops any portion of the way and then stops her motion and then takes off again, that is called a delayed steal, and that is not a legal move from what I understand here in the league. So there was no throw from the catcher Ward after she made like a threatening motion to throw. She was making it look like she was going to throw, but she didn't. And this is what this whole discussion is about. It's based on a delayed steal. And right now the commissioner's on the phone. The umpires are all looking at the commissioner. The kids are now wisely inside the dugout, so they're not in the sun. But we are being delayed because of a one play. So if you want to go grab yourself a drink, something to eat, go put a pizza in the oven. I don't think it's going to take 10 minutes to heat up, but you might. If you have one of those Jiffy Pops, throw that in the oven, and that'll pop up in about 5 minutes. So good for that. But the count right now is where it stands. It's 1-0. Oh, I'm hitting the minus button. There we go. So it's 1-0 with no outs here in the bottom of the 4th, and Barton is at third, and Toombs is at the plate. But we were having a major discussion on this. If you need to use the bathroom, go for it. Don't think you'll have enough time to grab a shower or walk the dog. You could feed the dog or the cat. Or if you have a bearded dragon, feed the bearded dragon. My daughter had one. But yeah, okay, now the commissioner is waving the coaches in just to see what's going on. And I'm going to keep quiet while I see if the microphone will pick this up.
Come on, guys.
No, that is just a rule you just made up. No, it's not.
Come on. Let's play
It's
ball.
already gone to the highest level. That's the rules we're playing by. Girls back on the field.
Okay, just to keep it short and simple and not to go into the whole detail of it, let's just say the Tennessee coach is not happy with the outcome. So, and I apologize to make it sound belittling and all, but that's not the case. It's just that what the Tennessee coach said to the director, I'm not going to repeat. So, the Tennessee coach was unhappy, and now that we have all the players back out on the field, Barnes is at second, or Barton's at second, and Toombs is at the plate, and the count is 1-0. And now due to the pass ball, Barton is taken off for third, and she is safe. So 2 balls, no strikes, no outs here in the bottom of the fourth. Toombs is at the plate. Emma Barton over at third. And the pitch. And it's high, ball 3. And Toombs comes up and bashes her bat down on the plate with authority. She's going to get on one way or another. And the pitch, strike 1. Little high of Main Street, but it was down there. Three one to count to Toombs, and Luttrell pitches and is fouled back to make the count full. Full count to Toombs, as we heard at the bottom of the fourth. No outs. Luttrell is getting on the mound and delivers the Ward. And that ball is hit between the third and shortstop. Barton comes in and scores, makes it 9-2. And it is a single by Toombs.
Number 7, Avery Barton.
Still no outs. And Avery Barton now comes. He's the cousin to the coach. So Luttrell gets in on the mound, and Barton sends it over the left fielder. Toombs is rounding third. She will score. And Barton ends up at second with a double, stand-up double. So now the score is 10-2. Once again, there is no mercy rule in this league. But Barton is at second. Toombs scored. Tatum is up at the plate now. We still have no outs here in the bottom of the fourth. And let me switch this. So that's swing and a miss. Strike 1 to Tatum. So here in the bottom of the fourth, score 10-2, Virginia leading Tennessee. There's an 0-1 count to Tatum. And Luttrell delivers. Ball is popped up, it hits the backstop. It's a dead ball. The umpire covers his head, runs for cover. I thought I heard him say mommy. Dude, that's a joke. Do not send comments about that one. It's a long game. I got to add stuff. And the pitch. And it's ball 1. So the count to Tatum is 1-2 with no outs here in the bottom of the fourth. Pink agrees with me. The count is 1-2. And Tatum's back in the box, waiting for the pitch from Luttrell. And here it comes. And that is a bocce ball delivery. 2-2. And for those who don't know who bocce ball is, you'll have to Google it. but it's an Italian lawn game with balls, and there's 2 teams of 2. But look it up, it's a good game. And that ball is popped up towards the second baseman. She throws it out at second base for the first out. And Barton, which one is it? Avery Barton goes to third. Tatum, it's a 4-3 put out. She barely got there. I mean, she was almost safe. So we got Nelson at the plate now, Harley Nelson. And the ball is bunted down third, is foul. Something cooking very nice. I can smell it. But 0-1 the count to Nelson. And score now is 10-2. Virginia leading Tennessee. The third baseman for Tennessee is down almost on top of the batter. So it's 1-1 the count. And if I was Nelson, I would just bunt it down the first base side. You know, cause a lot of mischievous action. 1-1 to Nelson. And the pitch from Luttrell. That is low, ball 2. Ball gets away from the catcher. Ward. We got 2-1. And the wind's picking up a little bit. And let's go to this position because the center fielder is blocking the path. Strike 2. So that's 2-2 to count to Nelson. 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th. Kind of a long game due to the delays on multiple sides and also the run scored. And that's strike 3 on Nelson. She goes down swinging. So that is now 2 outs. That's a K on Nelson, and then Friend will come to the bat. She'll come to the plate. So if Caden's Friend met a person with the last name Enemy, do you think they get along? 1-0 the count to Friend. I mean, personally, I'd rather have the last name Friend than Enemy. In fact, there's a lot of names I don't wish to have. I haven't called a few names. We got 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th. 1 ball, no strikes to Friend. And the pitch. Strike 1. We still have Barton over at third, and that is Avery Barton. Friend is in the box waiting for the pitch from Luttrell. And the pitch, ooh, that almost hit her in the brim of the helmet. So it's 2-1 right now. Let's see if center field is a good shot. No. Still a little blockage. So we'll just stay here at the home plate one. And that ball is hit down foul the third baseline, so it's 2-2. So 2-2 to count to Friend. And I think the ball hit the butt end of the bat and caused it to be a foul ball. But it still caught Friend in the meat of the hand of her left hand. So the coach is now looking at her hand and asking if she's okay. but the count remains 2-2 on her. So yeah, I mean, it's like, for her it stinks that she didn't get to go to first because of being a hit batter, but because it hit the bat also, you know, causing it to be a foul ball, she has to deal with the pain in her hand and swing the bat. So now it's 3-2. So it's 3-2 to Friend. And Luttrell pitches. Swing and a miss, strike 3. That ends the inning. And we will go to the top of the 5th with Virginia leading the score 10-2 over Tennessee.
Virginia scores 2 runs.
So Friend strikes out to end the inning, and we're going to go just get ready for like bottom of the 5th just in case. But Lee, Barton, and Lane will come up in the bottom of the 5th if necessary. But what we have now going into the top of the 5th will be Toby Barnes and Ward. So let's see who's pitching, because I believe we have a different pitcher now for Virginia. 20-something. Oh, actually, it looks like Barton still. So that's Aubrey Barton. She's still pitching. Okay. So Aubrey Barton is still pitching, and she's pitching to her cousin Avery Barton. All right, Tennessee news to score 8 runs, and the coach wants to have a word with either the umpire or the commissioner, or even, oh no, he's heading over to first base. Okay. All right, as Barnes steps into the I thought Toby was going to be up because she was at the plate when let's see, it's 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 3 outs. So Toby wasn't the cause of it. All right, so obviously Barnes is now leading off.
At the plate, number 99,
and that is a strike.
Barnes.
So Michaela Barnes at the plate with 0-1. And that ball is hit back to the pitcher, Barton, who throws it over to first baseman, number 14, Caden's Friend. So that is now 1 out. So that would be a 1-3 put out if you're keeping score in the book. And we have Ava Ward, the catcher for Tennessee, coming to the plate. And we have a lot of beeping going on. And we have a clear sky in center field, so we're going to go back to this camera. We're an hour and 25 minutes into this game, and normally we would be at the hour 10 minute, so we're about 15 minutes over what normally would be by the time we get to the 5th inning. But because of all the runs scored and some delays and other reasoning, we're almost at the 90-minute mark. So 2-0 to count to Ward, who then fouls one viciously back to the backstop. And that is 2 balls, 1 strike to Ward. And the pitch from Barton is high, ball 3. And Ward steps back in. 3-1. And that's a walk.
Number 5 draws a walk.
So Ward is on first due to a walk.
Tidwell.
And Mallory Tidwell, the third baseman, is now on the plate. And that is strike one to Tidwell. And the pitch. And that ball is hit past the pitcher and the shortstop and throws it over to the not in time. And that ball is overthrown, trying to keep Ward at second. So Tidwell's at first, Ward's at second. There was a calamity going on between the pitcher, shortstop, and third baseman of who was going to get the ball. But by the time the shortstop for Virginia picked up the ball, Tidwell was already across first base. So we have first and second, 1 out, 2 on, 1-0 to count to Neighbors. And she pops it up over the second baseman, and it drops in between the center fielder and second base. And now we have the bases loaded. So Ward is at third, Tidwell is at second, Neighbors is at first, and Wint is coming to the plate, Paisley Wint. We still have 1 out, and Wint is waiting. And the ball bounces away from the catcher, Barton. She throws it down to third base to chase Ward back. So one catcher trying to throw another catcher out. All right, 2-0 to count to Neighbors. I'm sorry, Wint. Neighbors is at first. And that ball is fouled back, strike one. 2-1 to count to Wint. A strike two on the outside corner. Got to admire the moxie of Tennessee not giving up. I don't blame them. I'd keep trying. This game isn't over until the final out. That is ball 3, and they still got 2 more outs to go. And hold on a second. Had to cough. I had a bug fly in my mouth. That wasn't very fun. All right, so with that walk, that forces in Ward, who now scores. Tidwell goes to third. Neighbors goes to second. Wint goes to first. I go to the shack and get a drink. And now the score is 10-3. And Barton, the coach, is out speaking to the pitcher, which is his niece. No, that's the daughter. Aubrey Barton is the daughter. So she's getting knuckles from her dad, so getting positive feedback. All right, so we got Childers. Anna Lynn Childers, the left center batter, is now up the plate. And she throws the ball outside. So Virginia is pitching. And that ball is hit over the pitcher's head, Barton head, into center field. 1 run scores. 2 runs, nope. Tidwell got in, Neighbors did not. Neighbors got caught.
That closes out this game with field number 2. Game number 8.
That ends the game.
With your winner, Virginia.
10-4, the final score.
Virginia 10, Tennessee 4. Ladies, thank you for a great game and great sportsmanship. Thank you.
And as you can hear, everybody saying good game, good game, good game as it overlays and the coaches say good game. So that is it. Final score, 10-4. Adamsville, Tennessee is defeated by Virginia. We have 2 more games today. We'll be broadcasting again at 3 o'clock. That will be the winner of Game 6 against the loser of Game 8. So we'll see what happens. I'm going to sign off. Say thank you for watching the 2024 Dixie Softball World Series presentation on JockJive Sports. And my name's Trey James. Just want to say thank you for watching. God bless and goodbye.